I met the love of my life 5 months ago, but he's just told me that he wants to stay with his wife. So I was on a little work trip and our flight was hella delayed, right? I was sat next to this guy who, as soon as he got on the plane, I was like, please sit next to me, please sit next to me, please sit next to me. And thank God he did. We were sat on the tarmac for about 4 hours. And we spoke and chatted that whole time. Even when we took off, we carried on talking. I would have assumed he'd just watch a film or something like that. Even when we took off, we carried on chatting. Please bear in mind, this was a 5-hour flight. I had a connecting flight to get, so I was going to be in a bit of a rush getting off, so we swapped numbers. This guy was begging me to stay with him at the airport for a bit. Obviously, I couldn't add a literal flight to get, so I gave him my number, and by the time I had landed, he had texted me multiple times. He told me he had never met anyone like me before. We kept texting all day, every day. And we talk on the phone for hours. After 3 weeks of this, he told me he was in love with me and that he'd never felt this way about anyone before. I asked him if we could go out on a date sometime, even though I actually don't know where he lived. This is when he told me that he was actually married, albeit a very, very unhappy marriage, and that they were actually getting divorced. As fantastic as this guy was, I'm not doing anything with a married man. He told me time and time again that he wanted to end his marriage and move forwards with me. Eventually, it flew out to see me and we spent the most incredible week together. It was literal magic, I can tell you that. And I thought, as soon as that divorce is through, this is going to be my future and my life. He was constantly telling me how he never really believed in love before he met me. So don't you have a whole wife and like kids? Anyway, he heads back to his family. I text him to see if he'd landed, and this is when I get the text that literally broke my damn heart. That has just broke my heart. Oh my God. Basically texted me and said that him and his wife were really gonna try and work things out together. He'd been married for over 20 years and they had 2 children together. Despite everything he had said to me, realised that he really did love his wife. I was absolutely devastated. What makes it all 10 times worse is he keeps trying to call me to talk to me about things. Here's a wild idea, Steve. Why don't you talk to your wife? Okay, it's a crazy idea. Keep sending me texts like, please talk to me. I don't actually know if things are going to work out with my wife or not. So what, you want me to sit here and wait for you to decide whether you actually want to be a husband or a boyfriend? Sorry, my time's better off elsewhere. I feel so used and so betrayed. What should I do? Not speak to fucking Steve anymore. He's played you like a game here, honey. You do not deserve any of this. My guy sweet talked you to filth. There is someone out there that will give you these exact same words of affirmations. He will make you feel the exact same way. He won't be married anywhere of kids, I can promise you that.